Well, I want to put something out today, but I'm kind of making this video to say I'm not making a normal type of video. It's it's been a real crappy day. So, first off, I mean, Kyle Loftis passed away, that's just horrible. Got it up on one of my screens here. Like, you guys, if you've seen my channel, you know I'm not super into drag racing or anything like that, but I enjoy watching drag racing. I just don't really go out and do it because, well, honestly, it's a giant money pit, and you're gonna chase someone who's always going to be faster than you, and you can, spend $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a car and get smoked by everybody. I kind of like going out and doing the cornering thing by myself, but I mean, watching drag racing is great fun. And in my first kind of real job, I guess. I mean, all jobs are real jobs, but what am I trying to say? I guess my first kind of job as an adult. I was working in a logistics company, and I was working nights while going to school full time. So I was, night operations, and I did the customer service side of stuff. So when loads were failing, falling behind or whatever, we would help find trucks to try to relay and or let the customers know that the load was running behind. And yeah, there was a lot more to it than that, but it was my first kind of adult job that my wife and I bought our first house working that job. She was working at a bank at the time, but the whole thing with logistics and at nighttime is people eventually go to sleep, and those drivers that drive through the night, those drivers that drive through the night and really get after it, they're not calling in with problems unless they have a flat tire or something, and that wasn't even us. So, eventually the guys that first shift didn't do what the drivers wanted them to do, and now they're calling second shift trying to get something else, a different load or a trailer. They were told to wait for an empty trailer, and they don't want to wait. They want to find they want to find a trailer somewhere else. That's the normal stuff for logistics. That's how it goes. And kind of once all those issues were put to bed, which was typically around 11:30, the rest of the night it was really dead, and we were just there in case something came up, right? There's a small skeleton crew, maybe 8-10 people total in the whole building, and doing all the different things. And actually, I got the degrees back there. I did both of those working nights. And yeah, I would get, when we had YouTube, I would watch racing videos, and, saw some of Colin Furz's early videos back then too. Didn't know it. The first video I saw of his was the one where they're pulling the car behind a truck or whatever, and they didn't have a head on the engine, and then the guy in the car dropped the clutch, or I don't remember if they did it remotely or whatever, but then all of a sudden the engine spun up to like 20,000 RPM, and oil blew everywhere, and it was a giant mess. But I digress. I watched a lot of drag racing around that time, street racing and stuff, and we're talking, this was late 07, early 08 when I went to night shift and started having those nights like that where it was slow at the end of the night. I watched a lot of 1320 video stuff, and just stuff Kyle had posted to random, not random, I don't remember the video sites and the forums and stuff where you can embed video. I don't remember what that all was back then, but I'd find that stuff and watch it. And so, I've been watching Kyle Loftis for 20 years, almost 20 years. So that sucks that he's gone. That I've never met the guy or anything like that. Just somebody, somebody been watching for 20 years. I'd feel the same way if Jay Leno died, because never met the guy, but just been watching him forever. And it hurts a little bit. It sucks. But the other reason I'm sitting here at my desk talking into a little microphone, this is actually a blue Yeti. It was silver, and I painted it black, and I put some tape over it, so it didn't have to repaint or redo the controls on it. I want a blue one, but the silver, when it does appear on screen, the silver is really bright and kind of crazy, and so I painted the body of it black. so it doesn't show up as much. But what you guys did see is still this. I might miss this with black or something. I don't know. Honestly, I could put a muff over it, and that would probably hide it some. I'm getting off track. The reason I'm sitting at my desk and I'm not making kind of that normal car video I make, I had a heck of a week last week, and it is rolling over into this week. This is dumb. So I got last Wednesday night into Thursday, or maybe no, I take that back. It was Tuesday into Wednesday night. So Tuesday night, I get bit by a spider. I think I have a red spot on my arm that is still there. A week later, and it looked like there were 2 tiny little holes. I don't know, but it never got super bad. It was itchy and stuff, and I, put some topical ointment stuff on it and tried to keep it nice and clean. And I believe it's healing up now. It's not itchy anymore. It does kind of look weird in the middle. I'm not going to show it, but it almost looks like it's trying to, I don't know, like the center of it's trying to kind of do something weird. I don't know if you guys have seen spider bites before, but some spider bites, like, it rots out the center of a little hole there. I don't think it's doing that. I hope not. But it's been a week, and it's not itching anymore and hurting or anything, so maybe it's okay. Or maybe the nerves under it are dead. I don't know. So anyway, then Wednesday I had that, and then Thursday I'm out in the garage and I walk by one of my bicycles and I accidentally brush one of the pedals, and the pedals have those metal spikes sticking off of them. They're they're little screws, I guess, and it ripped a chunk out of the side of my leg. Like, it caught me and just ripped a chunk out. Probably a little bit smaller than a dime size, but pretty deep. And I don't know if I didn't clean it well enough, or if I don't know. I don't know what happened, but that mixed with later in the day on Thursday, I'm out in my front yard, and I come back in and there's just like these bumps on my leg where it looks like I got stung, but I didn't ever feel anything when I was out there. But it was on my shin, and your shins don't have a ton of nerve endings. But like on my left, the side of my, the inside of my left leg, down near my ankle, and then above my ankle on my lower shin on my right leg, I got stung a ton by what I think was fire ants. Now, where I live, there's not typically fire ants outside. They can be around here, but our winters are cold enough that the statistics, the stuff I looked up said the winter where I live will kill about 70 to 80% of a colony, of a fire ant colony specifically. They like warm weather, warm temperatures. But yeah, the winter will kill 70 to 80% of them. And then just a little bit further north of me, the winters kill 90-95%. So I'm right on the verge of, like, they're just not around here. But that day when I was out in my yard, I noticed a really ugly, weird looking anthill that had grown really big really fast. And when I say really big, it was still small, but it was right beside my sidewalk, which fire ants do that a lot because there's heat in the concrete that dissipates and they stay warm. There was one right beside my sidewalk and another one near to my driveway, but kind of further out. And I had stood by both of those for a little bit of time. And they look like fire ants. I actually looked at the ants. They look like fire ants. They're aggressive. So, try to hit their nest and here they come. And I got away from them the second time. Doused it with a bunch of poison and stuff. Both of the hills. I dumped a bunch of ant-killing poison stuff into them. Yeah. So between the cut on the side of my leg and finding out that I'm allergic to fire ants, I've got infected sores on my legs. My right ankle is swollen and has just covered like all these little bumps. Now, it was one thing that was kind of funny. I went to the doctor yesterday. So this happened last Thursday, and yesterday on Tuesday I went to the doctor, and they say is yesterday Tuesday? I might be off on my days. Yeah, today's Wednesday. Okay, sorry. On Tuesday I went to the doctor in the afternoon, and they were like, "Well, there's not really fire ants around here, but it looks definitely infected." And I'm like, "Well, part of it is like the swelling and like the ton of extra bumps that come up, like they're called pustules, which is gross. That is sign of a fire ant sting. And then, yeah, I don't know, but it got infected. My right foot's swollen. I can hardly move the toes on my right foot. It's really swollen. I mean, I can move them a little bit, but not near as much as I should. My right ankle's swollen. It's hard to walk on it. It hurts. It's in my whole right foot is just puffy. Because typically on my feet, and it's not really car stuff, but typically on my feet you can see like my veins and the tendons and everything. When I move my toes, you can see all the little things moving in there. On my right foot, it just looks like a little pillow. It gets puffy. Yeah, and I'm not going to show them or anything, but it looks pretty rough. Both of my legs, I have hives on both shins from my knees down to my ankles. Hives around the back of my legs too. This is rough, guys. And so, yeah, I've basically just been taking the medicine that they gave me, which is, pretty heavy antibiotic. I'm actually allergic to the antibiotic they gave me. It makes me break out in hives. So I already have hives, and I'm taking medicine that gives me more hives. But I talked to the doctor about it, and he said, dude, he's like, because he was looking at my legs, he's like, we need to put you on something pretty strong here. Make sure this doesn't get worse. And I told him I was allergic to the stuff, and he was like, how bad allergic? Like throat closing up, vomiting, like what? What is, how bad? And I said, it made me break out in hives that were pretty itchy. He goes, okay, he goes, if you're up for it, he goes, I can give you something weaker, and we might have more problems. He goes, or I can give you this, and you try to manage the allergic reaction with Benadryl. He's like, if you can do that, if it doesn't close your throat up, if you can still swallow and still breathe and everything, and the hives aren't too bad, he's like, you might need to try doing that. I was like, okay, if it's like, if you're the doctor, I'll take your word for it. If you think that's what's necessary. And he seemed like a good dude. I'd never met him before. It was a walk-in clinic thing, but I thought my door was about to open there. I heard a pop. But yeah, he seemed like a good dude. Seemed like he was being straight with me. So, antibiotics and ointment on it, and right now it burns like crazy. I just put the ointment on it, and it feels like a bad sunburn. Yeah, it feels like a sunburn, but then every time I move, it hurts way worse. When I move, it feels like actually like I don't know, like an actual burn, like a fire or something very hot burn. So can't really do anything to the cars right now. I can't hardly move. This is ridiculous. It's a dumb problem to have, and I'm saying way too much here, but you guys can obviously see me, and I'm a chunky guy. The doctor told me months back that I was pre-diabetic, and I cut back on the sugars and all things, and I've been doing that, been exercising, riding my bike. Weight's slowly been coming off. Still probably have too much processed stuff and too much sugar, but I've cut way back, and I'm doing it. So I am concerned here, because like if you have diabetes, that means that your body has more trouble fighting off infection and stuff. And I'm like, I've never had an infected cut or anything in my entire life, so this is a new thing to me. It's kind of weird, and so I'm like, man, hope I don't have diabetes too. Jeez. But I don't think I do. I know I had the spider bite, and when I got the spider bite, I was looking at it, and I just had a weird feeling like this is just, something's odd. I feel kind of odd, like my body's fighting it but not fighting it. I feel like I should be like sick feeling, but I'm not, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird, but I feel like, I don't know, like I am fighting something, but I'm not. And so I think when I hit that pedal, which who knows what that had on it, because you stick your shoes on and go riding, so whatever was on that little metal stud was from our shoes or wherever, and then we run around in the backyard, and the dog goes to the bathroom in the backyard, so who knows what was on that pedal that dug into my leg. And then I'm allergic to the fire ants too. Jeez, I'm in a fair amount of pain right now. Anyway, yeah, I'm a Cletus fan. I think you guys probably know that. I don't wear his merch too much. I don't ever wear shirts with sayings or anything on them unless it's my company. company, my YouTube channel, right? I wear like my hats because I found that oh geez, I don't want to do a hat commercial, but it's the same hat Cletus sells, the Richardson 632, his premium hat, that like that black one he's been wearing. That's what I have for mine. That's what I sell too for my channel. It's not a commercial. But you know, like I wear those with my cheapo cars thing on them. That's kind of my brand, and I do have a Cletus hat though. I have a few Cletus hats. I have some sunglasses. I have one of their cheaper pairs of sunglasses that I keep in my camera bag. It's over there on the shelf. I keep it in there just as a backup sunglasses if I need them. Not any of the heat waves. I don't really think those would look good on me, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. It is interesting. The Kyle Loftis thing hit me kind of hard today because, like I said, I've been watching that guy for 20 years. That's literally half my life. That just sucks. And yeah, the car videos. Like I was wanting to do a daily video, which I'm still going to try to do, but for the next few days until this gets healed up, it's going to have to be in here talking about car news or something going on in the automotive world, or yeah, I'm not sure exactly what yet. I'll have to get that figured out. I don't even want to drive right now. My foot hurts so bad. It's ridiculous. Take care of yourself, people. Jeez. You know, I went from like completely fine to I can't walk and my ankle and foot swollen. I can walk, I can get around, but not well. But I went from, you know, fine to that in like 2.5, 3 days. Pretty crazy how quickly it came on. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off here, and I'm probably going to post this without editing. I don't expect many views on this, but still wanted to put something out today. So, you know, thank you for watching. If you listen to this, more power to you. You've heard about my old man leg problems. I've been sending pictures to one of my buddies, and I was like, I'm sorry, we're going to be... I've known this guy since 5th grade, right? And we're like in our early 40s now. So I'm sending him pictures. I was like, dude, we've reached the stage where we're sending each other pictures of our injuries. Or like, old man, like, look, my toe fell off. Oh, jeez. Anyway, hopefully I'll be cleared up before long and back to making some videos. Probably time to start looking for a job. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.